But it's time. It's time for me to move on. I can't do it physically anymore, and that's really hard for me to say. Ooh.
Now you know why I only spent 2 minutes up there.
I know it. Are there any other questions? Oh yeah, the line. I don't know what the line is, but I've lost my bet. You know, I've got all these thank yous, and I'm not going to make it through them. You have any water, Janet? No, I'm kidding. No. Ooh.
Janet came prepared. Yes.
Oh. Oh. Thank God for Janet. But from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank Denver, because Denver's been great. Colorado's been great to us, to me and my family, and kind of took us under their wing, and it's been, we couldn't have asked for anything better. And the fans, the support that we've had, has been unbelievable. But as I said, physically, and it's really hard for me to admit, but I couldn't do it anymore. And you know, as I said last year, I never want to stop competing. I just can't compete at the level in this game that I want to compete at anymore. And that's really bottom line what it came down to. Secondly, it came down to family, and they've been great for 16 years since the kids have been born. And the family life is focused around me and football. And it's time that it focuses around them. I couldn't have asked for a better mom and dad, a better wife. Number one, a better wife. She put up with everything. I mean, and it was a lot. I mean, you're talking about a temperamental guy. You're looking at him. So he's, you know, I'm tough to live with. And thank God she's still with me. And the kids, God's blessed me with a beautiful family. I mean, I can't count all the blessings. And that's why I'm so thankful. And why I guess it's hard to walk away, because I cannot explain in words how much Denver and everybody's meant to me. The fans, the support, Janet, my mom and dad. I got, if I can be the parents that my mom and dad were to me, to my kids, I'll have been real successful in that area. My dad has been my mentor. And I guess I should blame him for this, because he's the reason why I'm up here crying in front of you. It's all your fault. But I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't have, without his tutelage and advice. And he was always great about advice. You always said, well, you talk about it with your dad. And I could never get Dad to give me an answer. He'd always direct me in the way that he thought I should go, which was always great. But he asked me the quality questions that would take me to the best decision that I could make. And even when it came down to retiring, I asked him. Because he was always the guy that I said that if I start going downhill and physically my abilities are eroding and I can't do anymore, you better be the first one to tell me. And he said, you know what, I can tell you that I don't believe that right now, but he said, you're getting more prone to injury, and he's right. And I found that out last year, and because it was a tough year. I never had to go through so many different things just to get ready for practice, and that's what made it tough. And we're down in Miami, and it was nice and warm, and everything was great. And I told Danny Marino, I said, no wonder you're planning on playing another 20 years. I said, if you practice in warm weather all the time, I'm about to be able to play another 5 years. But getting out in that cold water or that cold weather is it's tough. And I just I couldn't do that anymore. I think that as we took the family vote that we had last year, and they all voted for me to come back this year, they the two oldest daughters kind of left it up to me, even though they were going to miss playing on the field after the game and those type things, but really kind of left it up to me. Jack wanted me to play. He can't figure out, we're going to miss training camp. What do you mean we're not going to training camp? He loved training camp. I took him up to the last 2 years, and he wanted me to play just so I said, you want me to just go to training camp so we can go to training camp? We can go to training camp. And then Juliana's worried that Jack has to fill my shoes right now. And that little Jack's going to be the next quarterback of the Broncos as soon as Dad leaves. And that's the first time she's ever showed concern for her older brother. So that's why that was even a bigger shock. But they, I think they're all in line, and